If we are here now in this moment and we're experiencing peace and we're experiencing love and we're experiencing joy, and the divinity within us wants to be seen, wants to be heard, wants to be felt in the world around us. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. It wants to be felt in the world around us. This divine essence within us wants to be expressed. It wants to be known. It wants to be given as a graceful, divine light gift to those around us, to those we walk with, to those we experience, to those we know, to those we don't know. We are giving this grace, this divinity, this truth that is the essence of us in the world. We're giving it in the world. We're experiencing this grace within us, and we're knowing it within us, and we're allowing it to be seen, heard, and felt in the world around us. Everyone we see, everyone we know is a beautiful, divine, beloved light of consciousness and bliss. And when we share this energy within us, that can be seen in each being we come into contact with. So is that why we're here? Is that what we've come here to do? Have we come here to fully experience our own bliss, our own grace, our own truth, and our own divinity? And from that place within us, are we here to know that grace and experience that grace and see that grace and feel that grace and allow that essence within us to be the divine essence of all things? And from that place within us, that it just expands, naturally expanding into the consciousness and the grace and the truth of everything around us? Isn't that the consciousness? Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the divinity that we know is within us? Isn't that the consciousness that we see within us? So I want to say today is the day that we are going to experience this consciousness within us. We are going to really get a grip on this consciousness within us. We are going to allow it to be us, allow it to feel us, allow it to know us, allow it to experience us. So that when we walk in the world, this consciousness, this grace, this truth is available to everyone, everything we meet. It's available through us, this consciousness of grace, this consciousness of truth, this consciousness. It's available through us. It changes things around us. The chemistry of things actually changes when we allow this light, this grace, this truth, and this energy to flow through us into the world around us. Everything around us actually shifts. It actually shifts. So the consciousness within us is this wonderful grace, this wonderful truth, this wonderful divinity. And it has this molecular quality which actually can be experienced as changes around us, as shifting around us, as things moving into a higher consciousness, a higher beingness, a higher expression of grace. So why we tap into that is so that we can know that within ourselves, and we can allow things to shift and graciously, easily become who we truly are. And as we experience that more and more, and we allow that experience to come into our beingness more and more, we can share that with those in the world around us, and we can see the experience of grace happening around us, and we can see those around us experiencing that grace, and we can literally see things shifting right in front of our face. We can literally see things making a change in consciousness right in front of our face. It's an amazing process, where the grace within us becomes the grace of all things. So we might call it a miracle, right? We might call it something that's not normal in our worldly waking reality. But once we come into this consciousness, once we come into this grace within us, and we start to allow that to flow through us, we see that it is very normal. It is the way things are in this consciousness, in this grace, in this truth, and in this divinity. It is the way things are. Things do repeat themselves over and over again until we see the truth. And then once we see the truth, they're done. Right? They're done. So the things from the past are gone, and we can now be in a new reality, a new grace, a new consciousness, a new awareness. So let's step into our timeline today. Step into the timeline of you. Where are you resting in the timeline of you? Do you know the truth of you? Do you know the power of you? Do you know the peace of you? Do you know the divinity of you? Where in that timeline are you resting? The timeline from not knowing to knowing, the timeline from being deceived to being fully conscious, the timeline of not having to having, the timeline of being completely unaware to being fully in our awareness, in our grace, in our truth, and in our divinity. Where do you rest on that timeline? Shaiva kuruna kuruta ritike shava kurunu kuruta hi ham 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 hagarva. So let's go in our hearts and deepen our hearts. Because the heart space is the truth of our consciousness. It's the truth of our bliss. It's the truth of our divinity. So let's go into the heart space. So consciously in awareness, find yourself deep inside of your heart space. Kurushava karanakaliya sheta karanako. And in that heart space, what do you see? What do you feel? What do you experience? Is there something deep in the heart that's asking you to be called out into the world? There's something deep in the heart that's asking you to be seen and experienced in the world. Shavaku. Is there a deep place in your heart that wants to know your truth, your divinity, and your peace? Deeper and deeper into the heart space. Deeper and deeper into the grace, into the love, into the truth of who we are. Deeper and deeper into knowing our true selves as grace, as love, as peace, as divinity. Allowing this aspect of us that is the oneness to be seen within us so that we can share it with those around us. Kurushava karanakaya. And now here's the funny thing, once you become that, once you are that, once you recognize that within yourself, there aren't many actions that need to be taken to show yourself to those around you. By just being you, you're consciously conceiving of the world around you in a divine, perfect, loving way. Kurutana Kaliya. And those around you are picking up that vibration, and they are allowing that vibration to become part of themselves. Shavakuru. Not much that needs to be done. We just dwell in this place of oneness and allow that to be experienced by everyone who is in our presence. Kurushava Karanaka. Can you feel it more deeply? Can you feel the grace of your own presence more deeply? Can you feel the grace of your own truth and divinity more deeply? Can you know this quality of grace within you more deeply? Is it aware within you? Is it conscious within you? Is it alive within you? Sha'ando. I accept my graciousness. I accept my consciousness. I accept my truth. I accept my divinity. I accept my feelings of oneness in all things, divine, perfect, loving, and free. I accept that I am grace, that I am truth, that I am divinity. Kuru Tanaka. Because my awareness allows the awareness of the consciousness in the world to be seen, felt, heard, and experienced as well. If I am this grace, if I am this truth, if I am this divinity, and I access that part of me all day, every day, and I see that the world around me is making changes, is shifting, the conscious reality around me is being seen, heard, and felt from this place of oneness within me. And when that happens, shifts are experienced in the world around us. You'll be amazed at the shifting in consciousness that takes place as you become this grace within your own being. Shavakurutan. So how do you shift the consciousness around you? How do you make the world a nicer, more abundant place? You can literally shift the reality, the consciousness around you just by being in this place of truth and divinity. Kurutan hariyatu kurushavakuranako. Experience your grace, experience your truth. Sha'andakala. Know that you are the divine essence of all things. Know that you are the truth of all things. Know that your experience of grace right here, right now, is aware of everything around you becoming grace, is aware of everything around you opening up to the truth, is aware of everything around you knowing itself as free. Kurutan harite. We're diving into other realms of consciousness now. Not the 3D reality we've been living in. We're diving into other realms of consciousness where energy and matter are graciously receiving us into them and allowing our consciousness to be divinely experienced through the energy of the matter that appears in our reality. Guru Tanariteke Shavakuru an Arideke Datanakaliyatakruta Shatakatan Aridekiyoto Hiradanakaliyatakrura Arideke Shavakaranaso Hi hum Hagarabata Arideke Kuruda Arideke Shavakruto Hi hum Hagarabata Arideke Shatakatan. So I want you to experiment. This is a fun experiment. Change the energy within you. Change the consciousness within you. Change the truth. Know the truth within you. Right? Know the divinity within you. Shavakuru. Fall into that now. Feel it and experience it. And when you're there, allow the consciousness around you to be seen as pure energy, pure grace. When it's within you, the experience of it around you becomes relevant. Kurutan hariteke shiva kurutan, ishta ariteke liyato tariteke kuruta ariteke shakadarana, hi hum hagarabata. So you can start seeing things as energy as energetic aliveness, as energetic experience. Kurutan Hariyata Kurushavakarto. You see that things are not as they always seem to be. They're opening and expanding in awareness just because your consciousness has expanded in awareness. Shavakurutan Haritiki. How do we change the consciousness around us? How do we change the energy around us? How do we experience things differently in our reality? Become you as you in your divine self and your divine truth. Open up to the consciousness within you. Expand that into the gracious consciousness of everything that you see and do. And watch how that awareness touches everything in your experience and moves it into the direction of your own consciousness, divinity, and truth. Kurutanariyoto. Alakarabanto kuruta aritikishtavakurumoso. Hi ham 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 hagarabatata aritiki kuru. Guru karakalayata tandakarushavakuru. Hi ham 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 hagarabasoroto. Nero kurudan aritiki patat. So this is just some fun experimentation today to see that in actuality our consciousness is the consciousness of everything and everyone that we see every single day. Because if our consciousness can touch the energy and the consciousness of those around us, then we know that the separation that we've experienced is not real, right? If our consciousness can actually touch and become part of the consciousness around us, we see that the oneness, the divinity, the truth of our beings is this consciousness of grace. We are one consciousness. It is the God consciousness that we are. Each and every one of us is this God consciousness. And when we tap into it more and more deeply and become more and more aware that we are this oneness in consciousness, we see that the effect is divinity, right? We experience everything as divinity because we experience the divinity within us as the truth of all things. Then there's no separation from anyone or anything. Everything around us is that pure divinity of grace. Kurutan hariyata kurushavakurumoto. So if that consciousness believes itself to be separate, but you're experiencing the oneness of consciousness, you cannot see that being as a separate entity anymore. You cannot see that being as a separate consciousness anymore. Kurutan hariyat kurushavakru. You see only the oneness that dwells within everything and everyone, right? Everywhere we go, we're always one. We're always truth. We're always peace. And we're always one love, one big love. Kurutan. God's love, God's grace, God's truth, God's divinity is where each and every one of us dwells. As we access that deeper and deeper within ourselves, the whole world becomes that oneness of grace, of truth, and of peace. We love you. Shaiva kurudan ariyata kurushava kurutu tandakalyatarete. Isha isha shiva 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 kurudana kalyatarete baba garamatarete. Imototo harata karana kalyatarete ponako. Neredeke karnanakaliyata tarideke shaiva 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 kurana hruto koto karamate hikamakaliyata kurutanare shaiva 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 kuru hayama kalayata rere kuru shaivai karanali kurutare shtakaranaka irana kaliyata turu tanama kaliyatu tarete nakuru shai shai shiva karamatariyata kurukarana kaliyashara karana gulito There it is. Kurosare, we are one, we are one, we are one, we are conscious, we are divine, we are loving, and we are free. Kurutan hariyatokoro. Shavakuru onoko. Mastia to koronaka. Meshtalako. Hirannakali otokoroshe hemoto. Hirannaya tokushani kimaya takanya taka. Rohota evishitanya kaliota hashaka. Hirokomati hariamukota. Ishtayam kopara.
Love is all you ever need.